Order. Senator Smith.
Thank you very much, Mr President. My question is to the Assistant Minister for Immigration and Border Protection, Senator Cash. At the election, voters in my state strongly supported the reinstatement of temporary protection visas. Could the minister explain how the government will honour its promise to deny permanent residency to people who illegally arrive in Australia by boat?
The Assistant Minister for Immigration and Border Protection, Senator Cash.
Thank you, Mr President, and I thank Senator Smith for his question. And I advise the senator as follows. As the Prime Minister said today in a press conference prior to question time, this government will never allow people who come here illegally by boat to obtain permanent residency in Australia. The message to people smugglers is clear. You should not come because you will not stay. Mr President, just like the former Howard government, the Abbott government is the most potent weapon that we have against people smugglers. What this government has that the former governments never had is resolve. Unlike those opposite, who were prepared to grant a permanent visa to the over 33,000 people who are in this community on bridging visas, sending a clear sign to people smugglers that Australia is open for that type of business, you will not see the Abbott government making that mistake. Our resolve is clear. Our commitment to the Australian people is clear, that despite the very best efforts of those opposite, and you can try as hard as you like because you deny the fact that this government is implementing policies that work in relation to those who arrived illegally by boat under the former government and who have not yet been processed. The resolve of this government and our commitment to the Australian people is that they will not receive a permanent visa.
Senator Smith.
Thank you very much, Mr President. A supplementary question. Are there any threats to the government's efforts to stop people smugglers luring people into making dangerous boat journeys to Australia on the promise of obtaining permanent visas?
The Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. And I think it's very clear to all of those present that the only threat to the Coalition's strong border protection policies is those opposite. And that was clearly made clear to the people of Australia last night. Those opposites should listen to the words of the former Minister for Foreign Affairs, Bob Carr, who offered them one piece of advice, but it was a very good piece of advice. And he offered the advice as follows. There should not be a bit of daylight between Tony Abbott and Labor on irregular migration. If you want to embrace the Greens left Fairfax ABC position, you are going backwards at the next election. Mr President, the opposition may want to continue to be in an unholy alliance with the Greens, but that will not stop the resolve of this government.
Senator Smith.
Thank you very much, Mr President. A final supplementary question. What steps is the government taking to deny people smugglers a product to sell?
Order. The Minister.
Thank you, Mr President. And as the Minister for Immigration said today, whether you came here illegally 3 weeks ago or 3 months ago, you will not receive a permanent visa under this government. And in relation to those who have come post the 19th of July, again, the resolve of this government is very clear. You will be processed offshore, you will be sent to Nauru, you will be sent to Manus Island, you will settle there unless you choose to return home, but you will not, unlike the former government, who quite happily worked with the people smugglers to assist them in plying their evil trade, you will not come to Australia. we have implemented Operation Sovereign Borders. And unlike those others, we know that these policies will work.
Order.